बढ़िया. Great यार. Okay, waiting for you folks. Hi Navneet, क्या हाल है? Oh ho, the big man is here. How are you doing, man?
Hello, sir. All fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Great, good seeing you. कहाँ पे तो अभी?
अभी रूम में ही हूँ, हॉस्टल में ही।
अच्छा, हॉस्टल में. Lovely, great seeing you. Lovely. और रोहन, where are you, man?
I am in Gurgaon doing my job.
अच्छा, you working now, huh? You graduated.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Where are you working? Now you're allowed to say anything and everything.
Yes. As a marketing manager.
यार तेरा थोड़ा सा आवाज ना डिले सा आ रहा है.
Hello.
कैन यू?
Hello.
या नाउ यू गुड?
Yeah. So yeah. I am working in Sri Cement as marketing manager.
Excellent. Lot of work.
Uh, Manageable. After you do MBA, it's manageable.
Everything is manageable. Great, yeah.
Yes.
Super. All right, great. Let's go, everyone. Hi, Karthik. Hi, Shrutika. It's going to be a small group today. Today, we can have a heart-to-heart conversation. So, all of them have got XLRI calls. Of course, Delhi and Jamshedpur both 30 cut off. Halki si changes. I'll spend nearly 1 minute on that. We'll give you one more minute. Harsh, Shashi, Anush, and Harshit and Sahil to get your camera sorted, and AS as well. Shivi, we can't see you if you're, I'm not sure your camera is proper. You need to change your set as well. Great. Hi, Sahil. Good seeing you, man. How are you? अनम्यूट करो यार, अभी तुम ऐसा. यार मैं इनको हर सेशन में एक बात पूछता हूँ. नवनीत, तू तो भी कॉलेज में पढ़ रहा है. कैमराज ऑन, प्लेस कॉम बोलती है, प्लेस कैमरा ऑन ऑन करो, नहीं करेंगे तो क्या होगा यार इनका?
पता लग जाएगा, मतलब दिक्कत भी हो जाएगी फिर।
रोहन, तू तो ग्रेजुएट हो गया, तू इनको थोड़ा और बता सकता है.
हमें तो डायरेक्ट स्ट्राइक मिलती थी.
क्या व्हाट इज
हमें
द
सीधा
स्ट्राइक?
डायरेक्ट मीटिंग से निकाल दिया जाता था. If you don't own your camera, maybe mic, या फिर लैपटॉप से अटेंड नहीं किया है, you directly go out of the meeting.
समझ आ रही है तुम लोगों को? थोड़ा सीरियस हो जाओ भी लाइफ के अंदर. चलिए भाई, लेट्स गो यार, लेट्स गेट द पार्टी स्टार्टेड. ग्रेट. सो क्विक चेक, आई गिव देम 1 minute एंड हम रोहन की एडवाइस मार्क करेंगे एंड देन वी गोना पुट देम इन द वेटिंग रूम देन. ठीक है, ग्रेट.
Okay.
First around 15 minutes of the session we'll talk in detail about what's the process right now. There are some changes in the process, how to crack your XLRI call, and then Rohan and Navneet will share their experiences, what good things happened with them, how did they crack their interviews as well. If they want to share their percentiles also, they'll be able to share their percentiles also. And I've done detailed conversations with both of them. They're the part of the CATKing family. Thanks again for coming back. And फिर एंड में अपन सब बंद करेंगे, फिर क्लोज रूम डिस्कशन करेंगे, यूट्यूब लाइव वगैरह सब बंद करके. एंड देन यू कैन आस्क देम एनीथिंग अंडर द सन. वी कैन बिच लिटिल बिट आल्सो अबाउट व्हाट्स रॉन्ग एंड व्हाट्स राइट इन द स्कूल एज वेल, राइट? नवनीत तो नहीं करेगा अभी बिच, उसको मैं अलाउ भी नहीं करूंगा. बट अरोड़ा साहब कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? सब चीजें पता होनी चाहिए. More importantly, last thing, the objective of this session is don't take this call lightly. Okay, don't take this call lightly. It's a great school, no doubt in that. You've come a long way for sure. XRI versus IIM Indore versus IIM जाऊं कि यहाँ जाऊं, वो सब कंफ्यूजन होती है. वो इंशाल्लाह सबकी कंफ्यूजन वैसी हो तो बहुत बढ़िया बात है. पर पहले कन्वर्ट करना, बिकॉज कॉम्पिटिशन इज रियली अमेजिंग. एंड आई हैव सीन पीपल फ्रॉम ऑल द IIMs and Excel. I have deep respect for this business school. Of course, 1949 established their value systems. There are some people whom I know who have left. Saurav is your batchmate, right? Navneet, Saurav is your batchmate?
Like there are like 2 3 SRFs like BMHR में भी ऐसे दो दो लोग हैं।
Saurav was BM. Saurav was BM.
हाँ, there is a SRF in BM, yeah.
Yeah, I think he left FMS for XLRI Jamshedpur. So he
हाँ,
was a part of the family as well.
there are people like
You
who
know,
left FMS and are continuing here.
yeah, there are a lot of them. तो इसलिए भाई कॉल्स कन्वर्ट करिए, बाद में देखते हैं. फाइनल चेक्स, हर्षित, सलोनी, रम्या, कनिका एंड अनुष एंड AS. फाइनल चेक्स, एल्स वी पुटिंग इन द वेटिंग रूम. फिर नो क्वेश्चन आस्क. चलिए भाई स्टार्ट करते हैं. Quick things, average package and all these things you guys can check from the website. I'm not going to spend more time on that. You guys can quickly look at it. Cutoffs, yes, maybe 30 seconds on cutoffs. This is the ZAT 2025 cutoffs. Male engineer Jem remains same. Female engineer Jeff remains same. And there's a +1 increment in non-engineers male and a +1 increment in non-engineer female, which means overall male and male, female, engineer, non-engineer, all of them, they've equated to a one platform. Engineers are equal to non-engineers when it comes to BM. The cutoff is 96 or 91. That's a quick update. And HRM में कुछ cutoffs बढ़ा ही नहीं है. They're all same. दो individual cutoffs के अंदर there is a jump by 1 to 2 points. say if you guys can see that QA ka cutoff has gone a little bit higher. DM is a little bit lower, 1 percentile कम हुआ है DM के अंदर. ऐसा कभी एक्सेल में होता नहीं, पर पहली बार हुआ है कि कम हुआ है. एंड और ये भी 84 नॉन इंजीनियर मेल का भी कम हुआ है. सो यू गाइस कैन सी दैट DM के अंदर कट ऑफ थोड़ी सी गिराई गई है. बट बाकी बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स सम पीपल डोंट प्रिपेयर फॉर DM, दे गुड पीपल, good guys, and then they have taken into consideration. But HRM ke andar, you can clearly see that there's a hike in the cutoff for sure. Nearly 2 points in all the streams, 2 points overall in DM 2025. But nevertheless, you guys have got a call, which is really amazing. Quick check before we go forward. I'll talk about what's going to be the process, and then we're going to give it to your seniors. On the chat, quickly type in your ZAT percentile. And then Navneet and Rohan will take care from this. But type in your CAT percentile, everyone, fat in the chat. ZAT percentile again. Type in ZAT percentile, comma, BM, comma, WorkX. Okay, ऐसे type करना. ZAT percentile, comma, HR, comma, work experience. Great. Man in detail, if you can type in, that's going to be great help. All right, great. Rest of the folks. Okay, Akshay, 96.41 BM, 6 months experience. Okay, lovely. 99.74 BM, 6 months. 97, all right, great. 99.39, okay, lovely. 99.7 BM, okay, good. All right, great. 99.14 BM HR, 2 years experience. 96.89 Shambhavi HR fresher. 99.84 BM and HRM, 15 months experience. Okay, 199 BM HR, 7 months of experience. Saloni, 95 BM HR, very good. Okay, lovely. So I think the lowest so far I can see is 95. I can see in the other chat as well. What's the lowest in here? Because cutoff तो कम बोली गई है, पर फिर भी लो वाले दिख नहीं रहे लोग यहाँ पे. 98 पॉइंट एज वेल. बहुत ही बढ़िया, ग्रेट यार. तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं इसके साथ. इसके अलावा हाँ, मोर और लेस इतना ही है. हाईएस्ट बीइंग 99.74 इन BM, हु इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द सेशन. इसके ऊपर कोई है 99.14 या 96 BM HR, 1.5 months experience. All right, great यार. Super, congrats everyone. It's a good thing. First question, I'm going to ask to Navneet and Raghav as well. यार ये percentiles matter करेंगे क्या अभी इनके के क्या सीन? It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, I'll go first.
Who wants to take it up?
Percentile matters, but बहुत ज़्यादा भी नहीं. मतलब there are people who are at like 95, 94 and have converted are in my section, even in BM as well as in HR. So if you give a very good interview, then percentiles don't matter that much. But if you have a very high percentile, obviously you have a better chance of converting the programs.
Okay, lovely. Rohan, what's your take on that?
Yeah, so
You don't need to come closer. When you come closer to the thing, it's better.
Yeah, so am I audible now?
Perfect.
Yeah. So basically, there are approximately 5 components for the selection process, and one component, in my opinion, is the ZAT percentile. The other component being the GD and PI performance. So yes, it counts, but yes, if you have lower percentile but you perform good in interviews, as mentioned by Navneet, so you do well.
That's great. All right, lovely. Edwin, please put the folks in the waiting room जिनके cameras off हैं. Great यार, let's go. Great. और भी 95.4 पे HR call है, 91 overall पे HR fresher general non-engineer female को भी call है. नैना महिका का 92.75 पे call है और श्रेयांश का 98.6 पे BM HR call है. Brilliant यार. Let's go. Quick update. We'll talk a little bit entry cases about XLRI as well. What's good things happening in XLRI Jamshedpur. I was also going through a little bit of the faculty list also. We'll ask them, con faculties are the ones who are be taking interviews. I know some of them, I've met them. Kanak Raj sir, he has placements also. Amazing guy from finance. बहुत crazy लोग हैं और ये भी आपके इंटरव्यूज दे सकते हैं और कुछ और बाकी चीजें हम थोड़ी देर के बाद डिस्कस करेंगे. Let's go यार. So Rohan, please quickly give your introduction. Small introduction would be helpful. Talk about your profile. You want to bring in your ZAT percentile, feel free. If you want to skip it, feel free. Graduate हो चुका है तो अभी percentile तेरा matter नहीं करता. But your experience पूरा बताना. How was it? Where was your experience? You can also add in inputs from your friends who have given XLRI interview at your time. Pluses and minuses. What's your advice to them in detail? All right, let's go.
Right. So hi everybody, I am Rohan Arora. I am a 2024 graduate of XLRI Delhi NCR. I started my journey by doing my undergraduation in pharmacy from Punjab University, Chandigarh. And as a fresher only, I entered into XLRI and Delhi NCR. So being a fresher and from the pharma sector gave me a great advantage to enter into XLRI. And I feel that coming from a different background, it gives you pros as well as cons. So during my interview, it was mostly about academics, along with how I'll be able to perform well in MBA, because there will be a lot of people from engineering background, from commerce backgrounds who have done all the same subjects, but coming from a different background, how will you be able to cope with them, compete with them? So that was mostly all. So they ask you about your profile, starting with your basic introduction. So basically, I would like to categorize the interview process into two parts. The one being the behavioral questions, which includes your introduction, which includes your why MBA answer, your goals, your strength, weaknesses, that they get to know better about you. And the second part being the technical part, where they ask basically about your profile, your internships, your work experience. So since I will specialize on mostly on mathematics, so maybe panelists are well enough in that particular subject. So in my particular case, they were not from the pharma sector, so they asked me general opinions about pharma sector, what are the trends in pharma sector, how you will be able to use the pharma knowledge in the MBA process. So all these things they asked, and about the city, about your goals, how XLRI will help you achieve that goals. So these were all things. And along with that, there are current affair questions. So in my time, there were Russia-Ukraine war. That was the hot topic at that particular time. So they usually ask you about your opinion of Russia-Ukraine war, how India should take the stand, like they have good relationship with Russia, how as a leader you think you should solve this problem. So they basically check you on five parts, which is one is the score as mentioned, your ZAT score. The second one being the performance in GD and PI, and they check your communications, your presence of mind, how you tackle particular situations. They might pressurize you in certain things. So
Okay,
they are not
sorry,
expecting right answer. Yeah,
sorry, Ron, I lost you in between. So that score, GDPI communication, there's a small glitch in the network. Yeah,
yeah. Right. So, after communication skills, they check your presence of mind, how you tackle any particular situation. They will try to pressurize you in any situation, and you have to. So, one thing I feel that separates you from the rest of the candidates is the structure of thoughts. So the questions are asked same to every candidate. Every candidate has some or the other similar stories, but how you present it, how you pitch yourself, how you show that you are that student who will carry the legacy of one of the oldest B schools. So that makes you different, and that makes you stand out in that particular process. So these are the factors that help you succeed. So communication, your GDPI score, your percentile in that, along with your presence of mind, and certain answers should also go well. So, for example, if you're not able to answer every question, it's how you tackle that question. So, let's say I am not able to answer this particular question. So, you don't directly say that, sir, I don't know this answer, but you should say like, sir, I am not aware about this topic in that much depth, but I'll get back to you once I read this topic in this thing. And if they might ask you like, let's just take a try, then you should only answer like what you were thinking about that particular topic. So all this minute things helps you a lot and helps you differentiate yourself from the rest of the candidates. So this was all in nutshell.
that's perfectly. That's great. Yeah, auxiliary. Just my 2 cents on that. My interaction with the auxiliary professors, all of them have got a unique personality. Like Arpita ma'am, I've met her over a luncheon. She's an amazing person and एक unique personality है उनका. Kanak Raj sir. तो I told him like he looked like a filmy hero. बहुत ही crazy and finance के professor हैं. Navneet, would you agree? Like he's like very strict in the class. That's what I've heard also.
He actually teaches BM, but yeah, he people say that he's a bit strict. They say
Yeah, Navneet, what's your take on him?
like actually a very good professor. What the BM guys tell me, but they say that he's very strict on timings and all of those things. Oh, Gurunathan sir. Oh, moreover, he took my interview, and for me, he's like the best prof this term. I mean, this time, abhi tak, he has been the best prof. He teaches very nicely, but yeah, he has been the best prof. He took my interview, and he knows all the things. You can't fake anything in front of him. So and
He
some the
is one of the professors I really like. मेरा कुछ interest नहीं है HR OB के अंदर, but after listening to him, crazy. And you may find him as a professor. The way he asks questions, the way he interacts in the class, I mean, अलग ही fan following है सर का. जो लोग HR वाले हो, Munch of the World and Saloni, I think Anika's. So look him up, huh? You'll be. I think he was a part of the planning commission or something of. वो कौन सा होता है जिसके अंदर in which the government of India decides the pay rates of the students as well. But amazing guy. You guys gonna find him as well in the whole panel. बाकी और बहुत सारे हैं यार. To name a few, मतलब maybe director sir George sir, he's a very sweet guy. He can take your interviews as well. So who else? Who else on the top of your mind यार? एक दो इनको बताने हो तो. How's
There
Pradhan?
is Professor Sanjeev Vaishnav
Sanjeev Vaishnav, yes.
and Gaurav Vallabh, Professor Gaurav
God.
Vallabh,
Okay, nice.
Dr.
Who?
Giridhar.
Giridhar as well, yeah.
Yeah.
How's Pradhan, sir? I've heard a lot of good stuff about him. You know? Okay, maybe second year पढ़ाएंगे. ठीक है, बढ़िया. And there's one more called as Mr. Munish Thakur, right? Munish Thakur. I think he's the dean of XLRI Delhi now. He's also a good guy. Has he taught you yet, Rohan?
No, he was not our professor.
Acha, great. But he's the dean right now, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. ठीक है, have a look at it. दो चार पांच नाम आपको बता दिए, बाकी तो this guy Rahul Shukla, maybe you've heard about. He's the convener of that as well. He's a very good, very well celebrated negotiation professor across India. Does a lot of boot camps and MDPs for Pan India Marutis of the world as well. Rajiv Sharma sir, I've done a video with him. He was the inventor of decision making, by the way. Yeah, so I've done a detailed video on him. He was one of the conveners as well. But rest of the things, look it up. All of them are amazing people. But this is George sir, who is an OB professor also. He's the current director of the school as well. Very, very, very humble guy. Very good guy. So nevertheless, तो बाकी look it up yourself and जो भी जिनके बारे में आपको बताया थोड़ा बहुत ये पढ़िए, अगर इनमें से कुछ आएगा. You can also go to the dashboard के अंदर on your dossiers and they'll be really helpful. Navneet, तेरे time पे भी their dossiers updated and Rohan तेरे time पे भी थे. So we updated them as well. Go through the dossiers, they're going to be really helpful. You can read through. Normally professors के कईयों के नाम भी लिखे हुए हैं वहाँ पे. When students give interviews, it's going to be really helpful. And then you can relate to them also. So go to the dashboard and check it out. Great, yeah. Thanks, Rohan. I'm going to go to Navneet. Navneet, how was your experience? Before you go, one more quick update for everyone. इस बार 2 इंटरव्यू होने वाले हैं. रोहन, ये भी नई चीज है. नवनीत शायद तेको भी पता नहीं होगा शायद. इस बार 2 इंटरव्यूज हैं. बीएम का अलग है और एचआर का अलग है. तुम्हारे टाइम पे एक ही होता था, राइट?
नहीं सर, two different interviews.
It's always two, yeah.
BM का
अच्छा, and you took.
HR का अलग.
अच्छा, दोनों का अलग है. ओके, ठीक है.
One thing I would like to share, Rahul sir, one thing I would like to share at this moment. So, since I didn't have any knack for HR program, so I had calls for both HR and BM program. So I strategically placed HR call before BM so that I get gist of what XLRI interview is all about. So people who have knack for one particular call, and they can strategize accordingly. And since Excel give you option to set your date of interviews, so they can adjust accordingly. So I pre-placed HR interview before my BM interview so that I get gist of it, and then I did perform better in BM interview.
That's a good one. That's a very good one. So lovely. So जो आपका first bet है, you can keep it as a second time, and rest of the folks you guys can do it other way as well. Okay, great. That's helpful. Okay, lovely. Okay, that's great. Yeah, Navneet, over to you. How was the interview experience?
So I'll share my HR interview first. So, but I, like Rohan mentioned, first I put the BM interview. I was more interested in the HR program. I had calls for both the programs. So first I scheduled the BM. So if I go with the BM, so in the BM interview, it was mostly, I have like 18 months of work ex. So I had 97.89 percentile in that. So I had 18 months of work ex. I wasn't expecting a lot of my undergrad questions. But my BM interview, whole 15 to 20 minutes, all of them were deep undergrad questions, nothing else. So I was roasted and it was a stress interview. So prepare well, even you have work ex for BM. But if I go to my HR interview, I was preparing for I had all the hygiene question and the HR questions ready. But like sir showed you, Gurunathan sir. So he took my interview. So I went into the room. The first question was, do you know your company's medical policy? So that was my question. And thankfully I knew that. Then he asked, do you have any siblings? I said yes. Do you know their company's medical policy? Compare them. Then they ask, Infosys has so many, as in I worked at Infosys has so many employees. Why do you think if they pay that much, as much your brother's company, the medical insurance and the policy, what would happen? The implications. Then he went into deep dive and gave me guesstimates, asked me guesstimates that what would you do if you had to change, if you had to give this much as your brother, what would you do? How much would? So it was just like 8 to 10 minutes only, my HR interview, but it was just this. Nothing new, no HR question, why HR, why MBA, nothing in both of my interviews. None of the hygiene questions were asked. But in most of my friends' interview, all of them were asked about these interviews, but these questions. But in my interview, it wasn't there. So it was just this.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And Rohan, when you talk about you spoke about a BM interview, how was your HR? Was it more of, or you give a mix of both?
Yeah, so it was a nightmare for me. I haven't prepared anything for HR interview, and I wasn't aware about anything related to policies and everything since I came from, medical background, and I haven't prepared a bit. So it was around 30 minutes. They gave me multiple chances to redeem myself, and I had some generic answers for that. So I don't remember the questions exactly, but yeah, it was more about how would you frame one policy for. So they had given me certain scenarios, like if you are a, HR of this particular company, and these is the problem that you have to tackle. How will you change the policy, and how will you tackle this kind of problem? So all the interview was around this thing, but I don't clearly remember since it was very difficult for me.
Super, great. All the HR folks, I'll tell you something, but let me just say a bye-bye to the YouTube family in a minute, and then we'll speak about that. So I had a discussion about why HR with Gurunathan sir, who is one of the HR like OB is different, HR is different. So you always correct me. I'm HR यार, I'm not OB. So सब लोग सेम समझते हैं. तो अभी थोड़ा डीप डाइव जाना है इसके अंदर. मैं थोड़ा सा बताऊंगा. We are also setting up HR policies at CATKing right now. In fact, one of these guys who is here, who is also helping me already, and he's got an XLRI HR call. तो वो क्या क्या चीजें पूछते हैं वो थोड़ा सा आपको बताएंगे. HR is not only about people management. I'm a people's person and someone to do that. बाकी नवनीत तुम्हें ज्यादा बता पाएगा. But I'll tell you my tips of managing 72 employees and putting the system in the place, and we'll go into details with other things as well. Lovely. Navneet, any other things which you'll recommend them to study? XLRI normally don't go into details with the current affairs, but they always touch base on some of the current affairs. कितना पढ़ना चाहिए?
They don't usually ask current affairs like in the IIM calls. मतलब उसमें direct पूछते हैं what is going on. Have you read the newspaper? वो सीधा पूछते हैं. But in XLRI, they don't usually ask current affairs. But if there is something related to your work ex and it is in the current news, they might ask. They might relate it to it. कि, are you following this? What would you do? What would have you done? Situation-based questions, a lot of would be asked. So वो होता है. And if you are into HR, know your salary slip. If you have work ex, they would ask you how much percentage is gratuity, or what is your bifurcation, the pay mix. They ask such questions. They don't go deep. They just ask the basic. Are you aware of those things or not? Just be aware of those things, and ऊपर ऊपर ही पूछते हैं, but पता सब होना चाहिए ऐसा.
बढ़िया. Great, yeah. And when you look back at the subjects, Navneet, what you're studying, because XLRI is an HR school, they are very hell bent on मतलब बीएम के अंदर ऊपर थोड़ी बहुत गड़बड़ हो जाए टेंशन ही भरे. एचआर को बहुत सैक्रोसैंक्ट रखते हैं ये लोग, राइट?
एचआर का मतलब ऐसा है कि एक फ्लो ही होना चाहिए. पहले ये कोर्स आएगा, देन ये वाला, देन ये. उसमें भी जैसे टर्म 1 में अलग होगा, उसकी फर्स्ट वॉल्यूम में आएगी, टर्म 2 में सेकंड, टर्म 3 में थर्ड. एंड मतलब एकदम हर चीज कनेक्टेड होगा. एक पूरा फ्लो खुद ही समझ आने लगता है कि यस, हम लाइक पढ़ने के बाद लगता है हाँ सही किया कि ये हमने पहले पढ़ा. देन केम the next term. So there were a course like first term में it was there, then it came in the third term. It wasn't in use in the second term, and now we are in the third term. Now we get to know why we are being taught here, because second term एक दूसरा subject था, it was related to it. So everything is planned, so it's very formally structured.
That's great. That's great. Okay, I think Ramya has also joined in. Hi, Ramya. It'll be nice if you can switch on a camera. It's a mandate to keep these cameras on in the session, else you to put in the waiting room. Okay, Raghav also joined in. Oh, ho, Raghav, how you doing, man? Long time.
Hi, Sumak. How are you? How are you? I'm good. I'm good, यार.
Yeah.
Sorry to be late. I was in a meeting with the global DRGO और इनका मीटिंग रात को 9 बजे के बाद ही होता है तो
तू ग्रेजुएट हो गया ना?
yes,
अरे क्या last time I met him inside the campus and
in
we
the
had a nice
campus.
and they showed me around. It was lot of fun. You and Mehak नहीं आई. Mehak 4 साल से CATKing family की बहुत important part है. Mehak intern with Google. Great यार. Raghav, you can also shoot it up. So Navneet is studying. Navneet, you will be entering second year now, right?
हाँ अभी थर्ड टर्म चल रहा है. I'll be going there.
Okay. Raghav, small introduction would be helpful. Rohan is already given his introduction, and Rohan is from the Delhi campus, and Raghav is from XLRI Jamshedpur. Navneet is also is from XLRI Jamshedpur. As you guys all know, the campus, the cutoffs, and everything is on similar lines, similar professors flow to one place to another. Any kind of specific question that you have, we'll ask in 1 minute. And after Raghav's introduction, we will just say goodbye to our YouTube family as well, and we'll talk in person in detail. हाँ भाई. Yes, Raghav, go ahead, yaar. Good seeing you back again.
Hey everybody. Raghav, I've done my graduation from XL Jamshedpur and I completed this year, joined Diageo India. For people who don't know, it's the largest producer of premium alcohol all around the world. So,
इनको ब्रांड बता तो इनको क्लिक करेगा.
okay, पूरा Walker is Diageo's product.
वॉकर पूरा बोल यार, शर्मा क्यों रहा तू?
नहीं सर, इतना I think people would understand from Walker कि हमारा Johnny Walker, blue label, black label, green label, every label. Okay. So guys, I gave my exam in 2022 or I had 92.5 percentile. I think that year 92 was the cutoff for HR and I only had the HR call. So for me, it was the borderline case that you hear कि हाँ उसका हो गया था. That was the borderline case. So I was the borderline case in my batch. So few things. Once you have got the interview call, consider you as equal as a 98, 99 guy. There are instances where 99.5 may fail. There are instances where 93 may get in. Once the interview is done, if they wanted 100 percentile people, they would have set up the cutoff at 99 percentile. But that is not the thing. That means they are looking for street smart people. That's what XLRI says. They are looking for street smart people. How do you know who is street smart? So you will be asked questions. So someone was mentioning on the call before, they ask about the current affairs. No, they don't. I mean, in my opinion. What they ask is your take on those current affairs. They'll ask you, this happened. Now you tell me, what do you think? So in my case, it was not a current affair. I was asked, what do you think about poverty? Now that was completely random, out of blue for me. But that was something that I was asked. Now the second thing, similarly at the end of the interview, I was asked one more such out of the blue thing that was about HR role is motivating people, motivating employees to like stay connected with the company and not leave it for after a very small time. Is that a part of the job of HR? And of course I said yes. They said, so you are building up the loyalty. It's not a natural loyalty. You are doing stuff so that loyalty gets created over time. And I'm like, yes. So is it unethical to build loyalty in employees? This is the kind of question. So it's all about what you are saying on that moment. So keep yourself calm. That is the first thing. Do not overboard yourself कि exam है, interview है, Excel का interview है. Just stay focused. And this is all about the second part. Your first part of the interview, which I've helped some people last year also. I guess, Sumit sir, one of the interviews I was in CATKing, I interviewed a few people. There also I told people, get your storyline clear. Your storyline means why I chose what I chose in my 11th class. Why I chose this college, why this subject. Why this subject, why this stream. Why this stream, what I'm going to get. What I'm going to give to Excel, what I'm going to get from Excel. what do I aim for the future? This is something which should be streamlined in the best way possible so that you are clear of what you are doing. That is what Excel wants to know. Does this person know what he is doing, or he is just here because he cleared some random exam?
That's lovely. That's a very well said approach for sure. Okay, that's lovely. We can continue on this. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for the YouTube family. All the best, guys, and keep killing XLRI HR or IIM का PGP HR. XLRI HR any day. See, I'm very loyal to the session which I'm into. So, but but here I can say, of course, I'm super loyal. Excel HR any day. There are people who have who never wanted to come to HR. Kisle was one of them. Navneet, तेरा batchmate है ना Kisle? Yeah, Kisle was sir. Excel का HR मिल रहा है सब छोड़ो. And he's 21-year-old. PPO आ गया भाई का. कहाँ आया कैसे आया वो बाद में बातें करेंगे. But yeah, so इसलिए any day Excel का HR. Nevertheless, okay. Thank you YouTube family for joining, and you guys can switch on the hit on the like button for sure. बाकी हमें थोड़ी internal बातें करनी है which we cannot post on YouTube. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Great. चलिए भाई शुरू करते हैं. Let's go. हाँ भाई, we can take some questions also. Ask anything under the sun, जो भी तुम्हारे है, but कुछ बुरी बात मत बोलना एक्सेल के बारे में. एलुमनाई बैठे हैं यहाँ पे तीन थोड़ा ध्यान से. हाँ ठीक है, let's go. हाँ भाई, question answer, feel free, unmute yourself and talk it out. Whatever you say now, it's only between us.
Okay.